Are we ready to go?
It won't be long
Till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. You just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on.
They got to jam it on that.
We be jam on. We be jam on. Yeah. We be jam on. Why did you think that? I know what this needs. I know what lean on me.
I know it is. It needs like a little.
It's just a little ska, a little, something to. Can we get? What about that accent? That Jamaican accent that you get? We be jam on.
Because that's what they all say.
What?
Anytime you meet anybody from any Caribbean country, they're
we
always
jam
saying
on.
we be jam on. Yeah, no matter where they're from. Just Trinidad, just the Bahamas. They all just say we be jam on.
We be jam on.
Aruba, just
jam on. I want to jam it with you.
Think.
Dinky, 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 dinky.
How often was Caribbean folks be like, well, we not Jamaica, so
and then
it has to be
and
constant.
then the numbers of people that must
Jamaica.
get off the boat and at the
Listen.
port we be jam on.
We be jam on. And I guess they do it because for tourists. So because you can find a We Be Jammin' shirt in any Caribbean nation.
Anyway, with the Rasta, with the sunglasses, with the red, green,
Ain't
and
a
black
Rasta
hat.
on that island. Just Antigua, just all of them. That's everybody. Barbados.
But we got the T-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
We got the T-shirt.
We be jamming Jamaica.
We be jamming.
We be jamming Curacao. Just
St. Lucia.
we're so funny.
Martinique.
They not
We be jamming.
We be jamming in Martinique, in places where they don't speak English. They speak French. All those places. That's where they speak Spanish. You still be jamming.
All right.
Y'all be jamming.
Are we ready to go?
They be
ready to
jamming.
set this thing off?
Let's set this party off quickly.
Right, set it off, I suggest, y'all. Set it off, I suggest, y'all. Set it off, set it off. Set it off, set it off. On the left.
This goes back to songs don't be talking about nothing, really.
Nothing.
Songs
Nothing.
don't be
What are
talking
we
about
setting
nothing.
off? What is the thing that
On
has
the
been
right,
set off?
on the
Why
left.
is it being set? And
I
why is it being
suggest
set off
on the left?
But why on the left and why not in front?
Yeah. Or behind. Yeah. Don't
Or
set it
behind,
off.
or under.
Only set it off really mainly on one side.
There's no rhyme or reason for that. That doesn't make sense.
You don't want to spread around your set off?
Why on the left side?
Don't you want to set it off in multiple locations? So limited. Okay.
All right. Now I can take a clap from you.
Clap time.
We be set it off on the left. We be jamming off on the right. We be jamming on. We be jamming on the
We be jamming.
We be jam on. All right. Well, who are you this week?
Who are we? Guess who I am? I'm my favorite person this week. I'm excited. And it's really fitting for what we're doing. I am Harry Potter.
And I am Ronald Weasley. And we are the Joy RX.
Where we prescribe joy as a therapeutic tool.
Yeah. All right. So this week's joy, we're gonna start with something a little different starting next week. This week we're gonna do our joy.
Okay.
But and we'll explain that to you a little bit later. This was a really good week for joy.
I mean, I just had
This
so
was a
much
really
joy. How can I
good-
limit it?
Yeah. It's hard to just pick one. This was a good week for joy. What was your joy this week?
I had to squeeze in. I feel like I had to squeeze in 2 joys. I don't know.
Okay, squeeze them in. Squeeze them in.
So I was really proud of my students
Oh,
this
my God.
week.
What
I was
happened this
so
week?
excited. There was so many things, all right, and just in one week. So my students have been preparing. They've been studying joy. We're not just talking about it here. We are empirically looking at how the manifestation of joy can reduce psychiatric symptom presentation and improve overall satisfaction. And we have been finding it in the data. And my students presented at the CAU Research Symposium, and they won first place.
First place, y'all. Not second, not third. First place.
And they were like super nervous. I mean, I think that was the great part too, is
Yeah.
that they were nervous, and they were like, this is the first of actually a slew of presentations. I'm
Yeah.
going to be taking them to New Orleans to a conference. They're going to present at least 2 more times just in this spring. So they're just getting themselves ready. I was just so proud of them. And I think they just believe in this, to be honest with you. They're not just presenting any old thing. They believe in this.
And they're believing more as they do it. Like
Yep.
the more that they do this studying also, the more that they're discovering, oh yes, this works for me
a
too.
real thing.
Yes. Yes.
It's a real thing.
Yes.
So my friend was in town, and then that became my second joy for the week. And when I told her, I was like, that my students won, it was just the way that she was like, that's amazing. Like joy won, and joy needs a win right now. That was this hit. You know what I mean? I was like, you're right. Joy needs a win. We need people to see the value in it. And I felt like they saw the value in it. But she brought her son down, and my daughter and her son are the same age, and they were just adorable. And we just, had a week of time together. So that was also my joy. I'm gonna stop because I have so much joy.
I know. I there was a lot for me this week. I'm just going to settle on my joy is actually, it's your joys, right? Because that's what you do when you love somebody.
Oh,
Her joys, actually, she stole my joys. I was really proud. So I don't do the empirical side. That's not
data.
that's not my wheelhouse. I like data in other ways. But so, when she's talking about all this and we're giving out these questionnaires, I'm like, what is this now? I don't know about this. I just be like, yeah, okay. But for it all to come together, and of course, because I'm in the group text with all of them as they're preparing to present this, and I was just like, oh, they're really into this. These kids are really about this right now, and they were preparing their posters, and they had their notes, and they really put effort into this. And I didn't realize that it was even like a competition. I just thought that they were presenting this, and so I was later on in the day going to be like, oh, so how'd it go? But then to hear first place.
Yes, they were just so excited.
But it wasn't just about their excitement and their work. It really was this one right here, because she was the one who got them together. She prepared them. She had them read their notes and was like, no, we're going to leave that out. We're going to go another direction. She really got them together for this whole process. And it's something that they'll never forget. It's now a skill that they have.
Oh,
they can take on.
yes.
They can go. People take for granted what we do as educators. People don't understand that what we're doing as educators is not just standing in front of people and sharing our knowledge of a
That's
thing.
good.
The truth behind education is that you are supposed to be transferring your knowledge to the other
We're
person,
building
right?
people.
Yes. And so
We
they
are
should be able to
building,
walk away and be an expert just like you are. And so now those girls have the ability to go out and speak on this on their own.
I'm not supposed to would cry at the
And
beginning of the
she
show.
did that. And so I was super excited. I got on the socials. She don't post nothing on the socials. I was like, I
See,
might
that's
be
not
in
my
trouble.
wheelhouse.
She better don't tell me nothing you don't want me to celebrate, because I'm gonna get on these socials and I'm putting government
I thought it
names,
was
I'm putting
awesome.
pictures, I'm doing
That
all
was
of that.
awesome.
So that
Another
was
friend
my
of
joy.
ours shared it and was
Yes.
like, she shared it not just because of what I did. She
Right.
shared the fact that Maria Newport would big up her friend like that. She was like, listen, you got to see a
Stop
woman.
what you're doing.
Yeah. You got to see a woman shout out and big up her friend
I
like that.
believe in
That
that,
night,
honey.
she came by with tacos.
I did. I brought tacos.
You better
I
know how to
surely
celebrate
did.
me.
I
Come
said,
on, love language.
Come on, we gonna have tacos.
I told her
tonight.
I wanted 2 tacos. She said 2 tacos is
Two-
not
that
enough
don't
for a
sound like enough.
celebration.
That don't sound
we
like
need
enough.
some more tacos. And you might be thinking this is funny, but I'm telling you, that's really how you celebrate
I
somebody.
kept adding on to that order.
That's
I was like, she gonna want another
listen.
birria. Come on, she gonna want.
Come on.
Yes, I did, and I brought it right on over. So that was my joy, was in them doing that, in her winning, and also in celebrating her. Okay. This is another joy. I get to
on.
have 2 because you got 2.
Come on. Let's joy it up.
So this is the thing, to get you a friend that speaks life into you, even when you are confident, even when you are
gotta
in a
have it.
state of awe and wonderment in yourself, still have somebody.
You got to. You have got to
The
have
way
somebody.
you were talking about the way that I love people, and the way that I do it so out loud and so fiercely, and the way that I deserve too to be loved
yeah.
at that level.
You needed to hear
When
that.
she said that, I was just like, I was
I
like,
hear that. I was like, the way that you pour into people, that reciprocity better come
can't
correct.
nobody come half-ass over
Yeah,
here with me.
no.
Mm-mm.
When it comes to loving somebody intensely,
I shout that thing. I don't care who hears
What?
it.
When it comes to being supportive, you can't have nobody like, you cool. No,
No.
that's not the person for you.
Not for me. Not for this one
No.
here.
No, not the way you be
No.
cheerleading for folk out here.
So yeah, this was just a good. And to wrap things up, and then our girl came down with her son, and yesterday was lovely.
Yeah.
Yesterday we got to hang out. We discovered. Well, I discovered a new spot, and I was just like, "What is this? Atlanta is really doing big things." Just a lovely time all around. So that's our joy for the week. And I am really excited because we are coming out of our season of attitude and mindset. We've done that. We've discussed it. That does not mean we won't revisit. It doesn't mean that we won't just randomly talk about attitude and mindset, especially as we get lessons. We keep saying to each other, "Oh, this was so good for me." And so we may just come in and just randomly
And come on
decide
back.
that we
Listen, no limitations. on joy.
because that's what we're going to do. But
have
we are
boundaries
going
around
to
joy.
move out of that season, and we are coming into another season. We are starting today. What are we starting with?
Awe and wonderment.
I love this
This
one.
might be my favorite. I feel like we
This one
live
is
in
going
it.
to take y'all out.
We live in awe and
We
wonderment.
live in
When I tell you that
awe and
she and I
wonderment.
walk around like this all the time, my natural face, this is my resting face.
It is. It is.
My mouth
No
open,
hyperbole.
my eyes wide. There's almost nothing that isn't wondrous.
She reminded me that I did this yesterday,
Oh
all
my
day
God.
yesterday at this place.
You were in
that
awe
I
and wonderment
discovered.
the entire
I
day.
was walking around. I was like,
Look, there's so many food options. And look how many people are here. People are just enjoying themselves on Sunday.
believe
Look
it.
at them. It's groups of people, young and old. She was just noting all the different people. She was like, oh, people are on dates. You can have a date here. You could come here with your girl.
every single
They're
piece
celebrating
of it.
birthdays.
It was like an overload.
Yeah.
It was so much, but it was so good. And I realized, look at that little bit of joy that I got just from being in awe and wonderment of
just
this.
from watching it.
That somebody else is just walking through here
Yep.
and just not paying attention to any of this.
Yep.
We're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about
We're
how
gonna
to
get
shift
into it.
that. Right. Get your joy from these
So
places out here.
let's be very clear about our definition, because as we like to clarify for you all, this is a curriculum, y'all. We are giving you the tools to do this.
Yes.
We're not just saying to you, go get joy.
See, you can find some joy on put it on layaway or something.
This is adult learning right here.
Deliver joy.
It can if you want to.
Get some
Listen,
joy.
awe and wonderment is an explicit feeling of appreciative respect, given with a state of admiration and reverence.
It is finding the joy in discovery and allowing yourself to be amazed.
That's the big thing.
Allow yourself to just be blown back by a thing. Just pause and look at something and allow yourself to be like, oh my God.
Yes. Yeah. So I, when we start any new topic, I go on a deep dive. We go on like these rabbit holes, like just articles, books, videos, whatever. And I was actually really pleased to find that a lot of people have done studies on this. They've done some serious studies on awe and wonderment. And so another definition that I found that I thought was apropos, being in the presence of something vast and mysterious that transcends your current understanding of the world. It's so easy for us to just take every day and the world we live in and the people and the jobs we go to at just face value. This is what it is.
We can be so literal. You know what I mean? This is a color. This is a couch. This is where I go to work. Weather. I mean,
Rain again, without actually going a bit deeper. My word, I've never seen a green, that chartreuse shade. Oh, that's lovely on you. Oh my gosh, it's raining again. Isn't it just amazing how the earth just provides the water
For
that the
itself.
plants need,
That
and
we
they
need.
just grow from that. Like, you can go in if you
could
really
just
start
go
to
in.
think on the mundane.
Then nothing is mundane anymore.
Nothing.
Nothing's mundane anymore. What do you mean you're bored? There's nothing. No, you're not.
Can't be.
You can't be. Not when you kind of consistently stay in this place. Of
Not in
awe
the
and
world I
wonderment.
live in.
Not in this amazing, just matchless experience that we call life.
Listen. And so we're going to talk about, we're going to get all into, this is a really exciting season for me. We just in preparation for this, when we sit and we talk about what we're going, we went all
the way in and we weren't recording. we were like, we should have recorded this. We went all the way in.
When we started talking about the things that we are in awe of, I could go on for, we're going to try and keep it an hour today.
When I tell you what, when I tell you what, we'll explain a little bit too. We are wearing Undaunted Spellman college wear. We are going to Spellman it this entire month of April. Other people might have a Founders Day.
We have a
Founders Month because Black women extra, and I think we're gonna embrace it. Yeah. So the next time, the next time someone says Black women are so extra, you should be like, I'm so glad you noticed.
And are.
Don't put limits on us being
and want
extra.
to be.
Yeah.
And should be.
That's right.
And will be.
That's right. Spellman earrings, you see it. We are undaunted by the fight up in here. That's what we're doing.
Listen, we going in this month.
Come on, all month long.
So don't be mad at us when they still celebrate.
Are you still wearing Spellman stuff? Yeah.
Yep. Is that a new? Yep.
Yeah.
Because truth be told, we got enough to wear something every day.
We could do
month.
30 days. We could easily do 30 days of Spellman wear. We have to be the most million.
Oh God.
We believe
to be outside of a Greek organization. When I tell you Spellman goes in.
Oh, it go hard, honey. Don't play those games.
Is that blue? Does it have an S on it?
Blue?
I'll take it.
Listen, we're here for it.
That's it.
We're here for it.
So yes, we are doing all of that. So like I said, there are several studies out. I was reading up on a study by the University of Central Florida, and they just gave a few notes, some things to consider, because I don't think that we consider awe and wonderment as big of a deal as it is.
Yeah.
I think also probably because
for children, we don't realize that it's an important part of your adult mental health.
You don't recognize how important and necessary it is for you, right? So just a few things that they discovered, right? People who are more religious tend to experience it less often.
Hmm.
Because it's the idea, which we could go into this a little bit deeper, but because in their mind it's just like, this is God's work. This is just this ain't deep, right? Because this is just of course the sun sets and rises every day. God did that, So it just like I said, it just becomes that very.
It becomes regular.
Yeah,
we get used to it.
No. Okay.
But we forget to just stop and celebrate it and to really take it in.
Religious people expect things to be awesome, right? Fine. Figure out if you are not doing that. Because, I mean, here's the thing. Yes, expect things to be awesome, but also celebrate.
That's the key right there. Recognize it, digest it, download it.
It's not okay to just be like,
absorb it.
I knew that bill was going to be paid.
You better pause and be like, I had no idea how it was going to be paid 48 hours ago and it is paid today.
Listen.
You better pause.
We were sitting yesterday.
And acknowledge the wondrousness of that.
The wondrousness of that. We were sitting outside yesterday. Janan and I were talking and she said, and so how did that finally happen for you? And I could think of nothing else but because I serve a mighty God. And I had to shout. I was outside of this establishment with hundreds of people shouting because I serve a mighty God. Even that to me, the awe and wonderment of that. Oh,
she would take that moment.
That's fine. I'm gonna go in on this one with y'all. I'm gonna let myself be free.
Something else is that it comes with a sense of peace and introspection, right? It's this reflectiveness and an internal calm and settledness that awe and wonderment can give you. And it can be applied to therapeutic practices, whether you are in office, but also the therapeutic practices that you engage in at home, right? To just take a second and be amazed by the things happening in your life, by the things happening in your environment. It can settle the storm within, and it gives you that reflective piece. It gives you some perspective, right? Yes, these are some things happening in my life. They are troublesome. They are hurdles. They are obstacles. But oh my gosh, it's these things. Even the fact that I've had these hurdles before and conquered them.
If you just took stock of the hurdles that you have, if you just did that.
Just your conquering, you'd pass out.
If you just thought to yourself, 5 years ago, I was trying to get this job. And look at the job that I have now. And I'm making twice as much as I was worried about getting that salary then. And you'd fall out.
Look at the things that some years ago were just the number one things in your mind. You forgot all about them.
That heartbreak that you thought was going to take your life.
I'll never get past this. Whatever it is. I'm so angry at so-and-so, whether it's a romantic relationship, a friend, your parents, whatever it is. I thought I would never, ever get over it. Now folks are like, what happened? I don't even remember.
Was I upset about that?
Was I mad?
Was I mad about it?
What? I was
curled up in the fetal position in the corner.
Thinking I would never survive it. Right? It really gives you some introspection there. I love it. I love that for that, the therapeutic part.
You have to really start looking at, I'm telling you all the most basic of things. You'd be like, how did that thing happen? When you really start to think of it, it'll just the wondrousness of it.
It won't be basic anymore. It won't be basic.
Nothing is basic.
Nothing is basic.
Right.
It's amazing. All of it's amazing.
So here's the thing with awe and wonderment. It is closely related to curiosity and humility. When they talk about, I've looked at a number of mental health articles, and they talk about curiosity is high up there. Just wanting to know more about something. I am a person who, the second you mention something and I'm curious, I get on Google.
Oh my God. I can't even watch things.
I was just
I can barely watch. I can barely
say.
just relax and enjoy a movie without being like, I wonder.
I have to pause.
Did the dog in this movie?
I have to.
So I got questions.
I had to pause Hunger Games last night. I've seen Hunger Games 10 million times.
Such a
I had to
curious
pause it.
person.
I had to say, I wonder where PETA is now. I've got to know.
Let me just see. It really it's good for our professions, to be honest with you. Our professions are made for people who are interested in the extra information. Some people are like, no, that's enough. Don't tell me nothing more. I'm like, no, give me your whole story. I'll be right here. I'll wait.
Every
I can
detail.
Listen.
And it's going to fascinate me.
I am riveted.
Listen.
By every story.
I come across things and think. I was listening to a podcast yesterday and they were talking about it was in 1955, it was some Le Mans race in France. And it was one of the deadliest races ever. And immediately I had to go on a deep dive all about it. And then I started thinking to myself, well, you know, my boy Sancho, he races cars. I wonder if I should send him this episode. Like I can go because I just think, doesn't everybody want to
have more information?
Doesn't everybody want to think like this?
Just to have some more information.
Yes.
It increases I love feeling that awe and wonderment feeling. So the more I avail myself to information, the more that I learn, the more I have awe and wonderment. And it makes me happy.
Yes. But here's the other thing too. This is the big piece of it too, right? That humility.
Yeah.
That also realizing, like, my God, how small am I? That all
of these things that happen. Yep.
And then all of these things I worry about.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I stuck on that? Mm-hmm. When this flower is blossoming from this seedling. My word.
When that is happening.
What?
Think of the things, though, that we also have missed because we were caught in the mundane, right? Big periods of my life not enjoy, and we just talked about this, that like open bodies of water take me out. Like I have to have it. I haven't been to a beach in enough time, and I honestly feel like I'm going through withdrawal. Like I'm about to be not healthy if I don't get to the water like right now. Right? Like I have to, right now. I might just drive.
If you want to know
tonight.
how to get us joy, take us to a beach and feed us tacos.
What do we have
tacos at
in
the beach?
The water?
Oh God! Oh God! It's
that was
orgasmic.
Almost too exciting. I can't even
listen. Stop it.
But anyway,
it's OnlyFans about to come quick.
Tacos in the water. But
that sounds real good.
For a big part of my life, I don't think I relaxed and enjoyed enough beach because I was so worried about how I looked in swimwear. Right. Obsessed about, well, somebody gonna see my stomach, somebody gonna see my skin, I got the cancer treatment scars, and I have this, that, and the other thing. I was so worried about that. We went to Puerto Rico.
The whole point.
Yeah, last year, the year before last, and she said that to me. She was like, I love how you just out there now. You just put your bikini on and be like, I'm gonna get in this water. I used to have on all types of cover-ups. It was just
25 years ago, she was in a t-shirt and shorts.
Oh my God, like, why are you wearing a sweatsuit? Is that an Adidas tracksuit? In the water? Are you about to get a burkini? That's not your religion. Take off that burkini. I like it. It's long sleeves. but I was trapped in the mundane, and it was keeping me from the awe and wonderment of the thing that brings me the most joy, being around water. It was literally keeping me from it. I can't believe that. You know what I mean? I look back on it like, what?
That's so good.
I was worried about how I was looking in a swimsuit rather than, oh my gosh, I'm about to have the best experience of my life.
There is a song that I always think of that makes me think of On Wonderment. India Arie.
Oh my God. I swear to God, I was thinking it. I said,
God is real.
I know what she's going to say. I swear to God. You know what? You got to sit down my head.
When she says, I saw starfish and sponges, fish shaped like trumpets, so many different colors. I stayed out there for hours and I only saw a fraction of the deepest of the deep of the great blue wide. Brought a tear to my eye. Listen, if you don't go to the beach and just stand in the water and cry and howl.
Right? If that's your thing. Some people go to the mountains. Some people, you know what I mean? It's something that but you have to just pause long enough and get out of the rote, you know what I mean? Kind of the routine, mundane things you think about, like me worrying about how I looked in the swimsuit.
Listen, Listen, I'm telling you, I could go on and on. If you give me 5 minutes at a beach.
Yeah, I'm in. I'm having a whole spiritual moment. I'm in church.
When I took my mom to Savannah a few weeks ago, and I said, well, let's just go to Tybee Island on our way back home. I thought this was going to be a 15-minute. Let's just walk. Let's walk to the shore. Let's walk back. When I say that my child went all the way live, she was twirling on the sand. She took her shoes off. It wasn't even warm. She was out there. She was talking to God. She was crying. She was like, Mommy, thank you so much. She needed that. She just needed to stand in nature. My mother, she's not that person, to your point. She's not going to go out there and do all that. She was collecting seashells. And just marveling at how beautiful and different every single one was. And then me, I'm just watching both of them and just look at this. Look at this. Look at how this beautiful moment.
Mm-hmm. I'm in awe of people in awe.
Oh, all the time.
Like that brings me joy to see people
all the time.
Having joy.
All the time.
Like I like to watch, videos of people laughing and enjoy. There was a whole trend of just showing, kind of like just laughter.
Yeah.
I like to see it. I like to see when people have that moment that I love to see it when they are surprised and they are just, embracing of whatever the
Have you seen the
experience
video
is.
of the two twin babies and they hear Whitney Houston singing for the first time?
No.
And they don't
I know that's right.
They don't show the video
Nippy
of,
better give
of
you Awe
Nippy.
Wonderment.
They show the video of the two little white boys and they're staring intently. And when she hits that, they literally jump.
I feel you. Twins.
Listen.
It's Whitney.
If you listen to a Nippy song, I want you to go find a video where they drop the music out. And I want you to just listen to
and
that
hear the
voice.
greatest love of all and pass out. And pass out. Get out of here. Don't be driving.
Listen, I ain't talking about I need healing.
That greatest singers list and got somebody upset.
I need healing, y'all. All right. What? So we're going to talk about some examples of when you may experience awe and wonderment. And here's the thing. If you have not, like if we're naming things and you're like, that basic it. Listen, get into it. I'm telling you, go and take the time and pay attention to these things. And we're going to give you some of our favorites too. All right. Seeing your child's face for the first time.
That was wild. It was a human that I had been living inside of me.
Listen, I'll cry right now. Please don't.
It was
wild.
Right, first of all, I'm like that almost any baby. I look just babies' faces. I'm like, oh, like who made you?
I am like that. I was watching you kissing Zuri yesterday. I caught a picture of it.
I saw the pictures. I didn't know you were taking pictures.
Is the most like just looking at Zuri and those lashes, and I was just like, she's magnificent.
I'm still like that. She's 8. I watch her sleep, and still, I am in awe and wonderment. And I really think that's an important point for parents, right?
Listen,
because if you've lost it, they've been getting on your nerves. They do. They tore up the house, whatever it is. They keep asking for money, whatever they like. Stop for a second and just look at them.
Go back to that moment. The first time
ever I saw your face,
I thought the sun rose in your eyes. Listen.
Come on.
The moon and the stars were the gift you gave.
What?
I can't. Child.
I can. And honestly, it is. And I think people have them even if it's not. I've seen people, I remember Akinyele when his niece was born. Having that same, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't even his childhood. The
someone
same
you
level
love,
of
having someone they love,
being able to just, successfully complete. When you just something like that. This is something for me that works all the time too. A landscape with incredible beauty. I'm a view person. I always pay for it. When people be like, "Oh, you're only gonna be in the hotel room," you're not supposed to travel with me. I'm not kidding. Anyone who says stuff like, "Let's just get a little hotel room,"
We don't care if we're looking at a brick wall. I do.
We're in St. Lucia. We're not gonna stare at this ocean.
Baby, don't talk to
I'm
me
gonna
about
look at
St.
the
Lucia
other room of people. If you ain't, if it ain't oceanfront, I'm not sure I want it. Because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to look at this incredible beauty. I want the mountain view in the cabin. I'm here to see the work. You know what I'm saying? Can you imagine going to an art gallery and I want to go sit down in the basement and not see any of the art.
That's a good word.
I'm gonna go down in the basement. I don't want to see any of it. What?
You can find something magnificent at any angle. Like you turn this way and just look at that. My God, did that?
Look at this.
You just look
at this grass.
Do you see those trees?
Look at this. You know, I travel internationally a lot, and that's part of what I'm doing, to be honest with you. I just like to see stuff. You know what I'm saying? I am in awe. I am amazed by seeing prayer flags going across, you know what I'm saying, in Kathmandu. But and even though, you know, I travel internationally a lot, but I have to say, I remember I went to Hawaii a couple of times. It's a postcard.
Oh.
I can't believe the Hawaii looks like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that green. Are any plants on the mainland that green? Like I have to stop for a second and be like, am I inside of are my glasses tinted?
I'm gonna do you one better. We went to the Big Island, which is not considered the most beautiful of the islands.
Yeah.
And we just
went. But it's less populated with people.
Listen, we just went to we went to the different beaches with black sand, with green sand. We just went to all of I can't explain to you. The ways we would arrive and just stand there and just cry, just wept at the beauty that we saw.
So beautiful.
Yeah, it's
amazing.
All right, we're going on back to Nippy. Someone with great talent or ability.
Now, I feel like this a lot. It's really crazy when you see it, when you're in awe of the person and they're not in awe of themselves. So part of what we're going to do, you know, give you a little sneak peek for you to tune in for the rest of Awe and Wonderment. We're going to talk about specifically how do you increase your awe and wonderment in your life, but we're going to spend an entire show on being in awe of yourself. Just finding yourself amazing. But when you're looking at another person and whether they know it or not, and you're like, wow, this person is amazing. What a mother this woman is. Look how he speaks. You know what I'm saying? His laugh is so infectious. I just want to laugh with him.
Look at the way he teaches those children. God.
Whatever it is. Singing.
Child whisperer.
You know what I mean? Just in dancing.
Listen.
Look how this person doesn't care who's watching and just engages in life.
Let me tell you something. Jasmine Sullivan opens her mouth. And a whole spiritual experience for me happens.
Yeah. And it's so effortless. She just be like, hey, I'm thinking about singing.
But here's the crazy thing. Jasmine Sullivan is highly insecure. That's why this is really going to take us out when we get into that on wonderment of self.
Yeah. Everybody else is blown away by something.
At you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you can look at the smallest of the we do this for our children. Look at him tying that shoe like that.
But take a second and allow yourself to be amazed by some sort of talent. My dearest friend Camille has she has 4 adorable littles. She's never late. Not only is she never late. I'm saying she's early she's early and prepared. Whatever it is, she's not just and they're close together. There was a time she had 4 under 4. 4 children under. They're not spread out and one takes care of the other.
And she would lay that thing out.
She would be somewhere. She'd have little colored post-its. She's so organized. And that's a talent.
Yep.
I would just be in awe of that. How did you get here at 7 o'clock?
Yep.
You dressed 4 children. You got them together.
How?
They've eaten. At least 2 would have been starving.
Their faces are clean.
They're clean. They have all their materials. They have their backpacks. This one's in soccer and got all this stuff.
Yeah.
This one's boxing, got all this stuff. She's going to all of their stuff is clean and in a backpack. You mean to tell me that is how you living out here? But that sounds so trite, and if we're not careful, we miss just the God in things.
It ain't trite because
It's
I
not
ain't got the
trite.
talent. So
I ain't got it. The kids will be crusty, and y'all better all be in the same activity. I don't care. Y'all doing ballet.
And I got you there late.
And you've been about 30 minutes. That's fine. She missed the warm up. They be all right. Get on up now.
Okay, this one
Amazing.
I even when they are negative in some way,
I know
this
you're going.
takes me
Takes
out.
me out every time.
Forces of nature.
Yeah. Unbelievable. It's the earth will cleanse itself. The earth is not worried about our homes and our things. I've realized that. And that's a tough pill to swallow because there are tragedies that happen, in the wake of forces of nature. But if you take a second and really think about the earth is deciding, you know what I mean?
Deciding
to cleanse itself
shift.
at different times.
That's actually what an earthquake is.
Mm-hmm.
The earth decided to
I'm
shift.
just gonna move.
I'm gonna just move.
Mm-hmm.
And everything else gonna fall and crumble with me because I'm about to move and figure it out.
They're amazing.
I was looking at the tornadoes yesterday in like Indiana and like places that we don't typically hear of these tornadoes hitting down. And I was looking at, there was a video of, they were like, literally this happened in 2 minutes, y'all. All of these cars in this parking lot were upside down in 2 minutes. If that doesn't send you into a place
that just and then yesterday, I mean, it was open just season, and in the morning I was like, well, we're not going anywhere today. And then the rest of the day was unbelievably beautiful. Not a cloud in the sky. Fine. This was minutes later.
That's fine.
It actually makes you relax a little bit too. When you start thinking things are unfair in the world, you have to take a second and know that nature is going to balance some things out. Yin and yang can't be altered by human experiences. At least that's what I think. I think that there even things you're like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. Oh my gosh, what has to happen for us to get it together? I believe that nature is an ultimate balancer.
Well, and here's the thing too. You're talking about nature. I think about the cyclical nature of us
anything
and nature. Like just the fact that this takes me back to the sun. We're made of the same stuff as the moon and stars. The ocean's salt water's just like my tears are. You'll feel me. The sun rises and sets every day without fail. Why is that possible? That thing is deep to me.
Science itself.
I can't. I can't.
That's why I like it.
I can't.
That's why I like it. People are like, boo science. I'd be like, what?
You talk about stay in a state of awe and wonderment.
So
I feel that way about math too.
Stem. No, I'm kidding.
I do.
Stem. Okay.
Prove me that theory.
Come on.
That these two little black girls that just this week just found out a new. Listen.
They proved the theorem that
has been
thought,
thousands of years. Nobody has been able to get out of here.
Two little girls in Louisiana just gonna prove a mathematical theorem that for 200 years nobody else has been. If you're not an awe and wonderment by things like that,
listen.
I know we're nerds.
I serve a mighty God.
Listen, mighty gods are no nerds, so there's that.
Well, then,
that's the ultimate nerd. I said it.
Mm-hmm.
Being moved by extreme levels of virtuousness or kindness. You talked about the forces of nature and things like that. In the wake of certain natural disasters, you see the humanity, and you're like, it reminds you that it's possible. And again, I always say this. I know I say this 1,000 times, change that algorithm, but I'm very intentional. I'm a member of particular groups on Facebook where they just post wonderful things that people do. Yeah. Just the kindness of human beings. And it really can restore your faith. So in the midst of be careful about are we taking these other things? We take in school shootings and the isms of the world. And there is humanity out here operating in a way during Hurricane Katrina and other ones. They showed. I mean, that doesn't make it to big news sometimes, but like rival gang members working together.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep.
I know we would have got into it last week, but this week we're gonna get your grandma out this house.
I mean, you can take something
Come
like
on.
when
I
Nipsey
brought my
Hussle
stuff to come
died,
on.
and all of the gang members, all the Crips and the Bloods got together,
gonna be
and
together right now.
they marched
Yeah.
together, like they said, ceasefire for all of this. You know, the things that we choose to just honor and respect and care about. That thing can take me out.
You can. And the
Anytime.
smallest acts sometimes.
I'm on the floor.
It's the smallest acts. But you've gotta open your eyes to it. You've got to not walk around assuming
That's good.
that humanity is just lost and everybody is in such a bad space, because it's happening all the time.
Yeah.
All the time, somebody is taking in foster children. Somebody is caring for a child that that wasn't born to them. Somebody picked up a stray dog and said, "I'll keep you." You know what I'm saying? Like, these things are happening. Somebody said, "You're hungry, you can have it." There's a child somewhere who recognized another child doesn't bring a sandwich, so she says, "Mom, can you pack me two sandwiches?" And their mother thinks they're just hungry, and they bring a sandwich every day for that other child, and that child eats. This is happening. This is happening more than school shooting.
Straight through this season.
I'm gonna say that it's happening more than these other things that we're thinking about. But we have to stop for a second and be in awe of it. We have to recognize it for the wondrousness that it is.
I'm never gonna get through an episode without.
I don't think we're gonna do it. Not on Awe Wonderment. We should have called it Holy Ghost. For the next few weeks, we'll be in the Holy Ghost.
I'm never gonna get through an episode without crying.
There's not a way.
There's this video of this little boy in Brazil, and I guess they have a tradition in Brazil that when you're celebrating your birthday, you cut the cake and you give the first piece to the person who means the most to you. And this little boy, he's maybe 10 years old, he gives the piece to his little brother. Little brother just falls out crying and hugs him and just, thank you.
You just be crying.
If I get the first piece of cake, I promise you I'm done for the day. You're gonna find me in a corner just silent. It's just those little acts, like we think
these
so
small
little
acts.
of them, and it's
you know what I'm
just,
saying? We have, but you have to turn. And again, we're going to talk about how to do that. You have to turn off some of that cynicism. It's killing you. It's just ruining your mental health. I'm not saying don't be wise, don't be, you know what I'm saying, head on swivel when you need to be, but you've got to turn off some of that cynicism because you're missing it.
Seek out the stories that are going to bring joy to your life. You know, like, you don't have to watch the news all night. Go on YouTube and just type in kindness.
Oh, there's so much of it.
And see what you find.
There's so much of it. As much. Stop saying most people. That's not true.
Yeah.
It's really not true. It's not true.
So look, these episodes might be short because I can't
make it through them.
If we start thinking about the things that I am just really, it takes so little, y'all. It takes so little to just turn me out. Because when you're really in tune with the idea of how miraculous the mundane is, you really understand, like, oh, what a blessing.
Yeah. When we sung like a show or two ago about, looking for a miracle and expecting the impossible. And I think, something else we were going to talk about, like, supernatural experiences, right, are definitely things that give you awe and wonderment. But, what happens if you're like, maybe maybe that is what's supposed to happen. Maybe it's not
maybe it's not super.
It's natural. Maybe amazing things are supposed to happen. I've never met a person that didn't have like at least one near-death experience story. I don't know anybody.
Janine was just telling me yesterday. She was just telling me there were one of her first years teaching.
I almost died, and
she almost died. She said that she was blue blue when she got to the nurse's office. That her lips were blue.
her allergies.
She went, when she had a terrible asthma attack or something. And she said that the doctors couldn't find what it was. The doctors couldn't figure it out. And she said that she heard a voice that said, "Do you want to live or die?" And she answered, "I want to live." She said immediately she came out of that. What?
What you talking about?
What?
That happened? What?
What? And I know it happened.
But see, we train ourselves to not embrace those things because they seem scary, or they,
Write them
We're
down.
Like, that's weird. Or
You better
whatever.
hold on to them.
But I mean, whether you believe those things are coming from science or you believe they're coming from, a creator up above, they ain't no less miraculous. I don't care where you think. The etiology is not even what we talk. That's not less miraculous. That's not less amazing. That's not something that should inspire awe and wonderment any less.
You better hear this good word. Y'all better hear this good word. I don't think you understand. This is what I want you all to do. I want you all to flood us in these upcoming weeks. Every single time. I don't care if you get on the socials, if you send us a text, if you send us an email. I want you to flood us with your moments of awe and wonder, because now that we are telling you to pay attention to it, it's just going to hit. Yep. That thing is going to come through.
You'll have so many of them because you're paying attention to them. It's not that they're not happening in your life. They happened. 10 of them happened while you were listening to this podcast.
Yep.
in these minutes.
Look at that three-legged dog just flying down the street like that. Yep.
That your internet is on. So you can watch, listen.
I have 3 cents in this bank account, but I ate today.
That your ears work. Just all of it. That your senses are functioning. There's just literally a million things.
I had a crick in my neck this morning. It's gone right now.
Listen, all of it are just amazing things. So our personal stories of survival, I think, are good examples of awe and wonderment for us.
I'm not going to cry.
Like people, like I said, I don't know people without near. I have like tons of these. Some of them are hilarious, like near-death stories. But there were, both of us have experienced, like serious diagnoses where we were looked into the face by medical professionals and said, we don't know. We're gonna see about it. I remember being told, listen, we're gonna try to get to 30. I'm like 100.
Today in real time.
Yeah. I mean, I was in graduate school and I remember, shout out to my graduate department, because I remember the chair of the department, Barry Burkhart, and he was like, honey, I want you to work on saving your life. You over here talking about writing dissertations. I said, this is what I want to do, though. I don't want to get off my path. With this life
that I'm going to live until 100.
I don't want to get off my path because I'm afraid. So I got delivered into this PhD program. I'm finna get delivered out of it. All right, thank goodness, right? And I finished, and here I am surviving. But those, stop for a second and be like, I survived it. Really, there were so many things I thought I'm not going to make it past this.
I'm not going to see it. I'm not going to be here.
Ooh, here you are. Here you are. Here you are. And even when it's someone else, it's very difficult to see a friend go through a thing. Now, this is where I'm going to try not to cry myself. It was very challenging to hear that a friend of yours has experienced a challenge like that. It is, you all see what a big personality she is. She is full of life. To see this in a hospital gown, it really, it does a thing. But the faithfulness of, I believe I'm going to be amazed by it. I know that I know that this is going to end in us telling funny stories, because that's what we've been put on this earth to do, and we ain't done yet. We're not done with it.
I can't even. Oof, Lord. I can't even. Y'all.
The things.
The blessing that
the
is.
things.
Ooh, the blessings that have been given. I remember, Jesus, how many years ago is this? Like 2009, us having to go to Jamaica because she needed to lay in the sun because it was part of her whole process of she needed the vitamin D for her skin.
UV
Like,
rays.
I remember that. I remember just being. I remember listening to you like sleep, just looking over. Just is she breathing? She all right? Just the ways that we don't even think about that stuff anymore.
We don't even think about that stuff anymore.
That's not on our.
I
daily
say it so
minds.
casually, and then other people are like, "Wait a minute, hold on." I'd be like, "Oh yeah, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. You heard about it? Yeah, people die from it. Not me.
Not this. Listen.
Awe and wonderment. You've got to stop and be like, wow, wow. Look how these things came together. Not even are just, and not just overcoming just obstacles, just awesome stuff. You're just something awesome. I have Awe and Wonderment. I find $20 in my pocket.
Baby, that thing make me holler.
You ever
And
want
I
some
didn't
gum
even
really
need it,
bad, and you're
but
like, dang,
listen.
and there's a piece of gum in the back. Yes. Something stuck in your tooth that hurts so bad, and then you just reach in your purse. Floss. Win.
Listen.
When you find your good lip balm that you thought you lost.
Listen. Yaba was just talking about this today. She was like, I got 2 lip glosses right here. Listen, when I just feel that thing start to get dry and you find it,
You have it. Oh, come on. When you hit those lights, you late, and those lights are going for you. You be like, I know it's gonna be too much traffic on 75-85, and it's miraculously. You better be in awe.
I am just. Y'all,
wonderment.
I am the one who is not getting through this whole season. I am the one that will be taken out every single time.
I'm in awe and wonderment of your ability to empathize and connect with a thing like that.
Oh, I always.
That's so wonderful.
Oh, God.
Don't ever apologize for being that person.
A stranger on the street.
To just connect. Dogs and cats. You see how she's laughing? I'm not.
It's who I am. Listen, I can give
said
you
dogs and cats.
a good cry, a good happy cry, a good joyful cry.
She'll do a joyful
because
cry.
that thing is. Listen, that thing touches me.
I was like, my book's getting published. She's in tears.
God.
I said, what's wrong? Your book's coming out.
Can you stop naming things?
She's down in front.
Now she's trying to make me
We're
cry.
at a book launch.
Sick. I was sick.
I was in the front. Is that your publicist? No, that's my friend. She cutting cake for the. I did. You better get hyped
till the wheels fall off. Listen,
your thoughts have come out in print. Somebody put your thoughts down on paper.
Listen, that's wild to me. That's wild.
People purchase it.
Y'all paying money to listen to this thing. She put her thoughts on a piece of paper.
I'm telling you. We are filming in a place that was on fire. that was completely in shambles.
Now she's trying.
It was in ruins. No. You're thinking because we're hyperbolic.
You know what I'm gonna do?
I said ruins.
On Instagram, I'm gonna post a picture of what my house looked like a year and 6 months ago. It was down to the studs.
Ruins, barely any studs.
That's fine.
The house was nothing.
This thing was taken out.
Ruins. You and your daughter got out safely. We could have stopped there, even if the house didn't come back. We're already in awe and wonderment that y'all didn't. I mean, you didn't have like emphysema, nothing like that from just smoke. None of that. You and your daughter got out safely, and house bigger, beautiful, and better.
I am trying so hard. She is.
In fact, Awe and Wonderment will show out. Like sometimes I'll be like, that's just extra.
You see how she's just going
Now
there,
you
y'all?
doing a lot. I just
going
wanted a healthy
so
child.
far
I got
off
one that's all
script.
like beautiful and funny and awesome. Oh my God.
And she had her at the big age of 1,091.
Okay, I was 200 when I had a baby. I didn't think I was. I was resolving that I wasn't going to have children. Remember, I had done this whole spiritual thing about like, but my legacy will be left. Teaching students at Clark. I don't have to just have one. Had a whole baby.
Not just the child is here. The child is thriving. The child is, because you've never experienced this child. This child brings a joy all her own. This child will sing a song at the top of her lungs for no reason at all. This child has friends and friends and friends and friends for days.
I can't throw a birthday party.
This child, I was listening to her speak the other night. I was like, why does she speak with that diction?
That diction is everything, isn't it?
Why does she speak like that?
I don't know. She hits those consonants. I'm here for it.
At the low age of 8. What is she doing? Why does she do that? I'm telling you, when you really start to think,
pay attention.
Y'all, I could go into shock.
It's what we're telling you to do in Awe and Wonderment, because it's going to be a lot of things. I'm not serious. Your first assignment really is to just pay attention. Stop rushing through your life.
That's so good.
Stop rushing through everything. You're just rushing through your whole thing. That's one thing I got from the coronavirus, right? And that time where it just was like, well, how about you sit down somewhere? You can't go nowhere.
And
sit down.
Still.
Sit down.
Ooh.
Eat the food that's in your pantry already.
Because you can't go and get
Because you couldn't get any more. I was like, oh my God, I'm sitting here cooking. It also made me realize how much food I have at home. I'll be like, I don't have any food. I have 2 weeks worth.
See?
And I'll literally be like, I don't have anything. I don't have my creature comforts, what I wanted at the time. I had enough food when we went into that I went for 2 weeks because I was afraid to order Uber Eats. I had 2 weeks of just food, and I was saying I didn't have any. I had plenty. Awe and Wonderment. Think about people who have 10 children and send them to college. Awe and Wonderment.
We talk about coronavirus. We have had it.
God.
We are here.
We had the old school.
I had it twice.
That alpha.
I was one of the first people to have it, and then got
it what it was,
time.
and then it was like,
Correct.
I think you might have that thing.
Yeah,
You seem real sick.
And then got it again.
Real sick.
Child, listen.
Come on, listen.
We could be here. We're here all night, folks.
When I tell and you are too. And you are too. I hope that you're hearing these and thinking to yourself, wow, I
hope you're making the connections. I hope that what you're doing is you're saying to yourself, I had coronavirus too.
Mm-hmm. And look how you talk about it in
there are millions who aren't. That's what I want you to think about. We literally
lost that many people. But we didn't lose you.
You are here.
You're here.
Please don't sleep on the awe and wonderment of yourself still being here.
You miracle. What? You miracle provider.
Goddamn
you
miracle
worker. I'm in awe of you. You better just be out here being wonderful and wondrous. You better pick your head up high. What? Why are your eyes lowered? Wondrous as you are.
This is how every single episode is about to go. I just want you to know. I want you to get ready. Us rambling about because could just
because we're in the gift now. We're in the gift of inspiration right now. So it's about to be a whole thing. Sorry.
I'm telling you that awe and wonderment is about to take y'all out.
You started really it because you said spring is about to bring a thing. Whatever you said. You said something about spring bringing something.
We're about to be in spring.
And spring has brought us.
Salud. We didn't. All right.
Chill. Mm-hmm. Awe and Wonderment. Let's have some joy. Listen,
you were in the midst of that divorce. You thought you were never going to get through that heartbreak. And when I tell you out here, you listening to this giggling and laughing. You never thought you'd have happiness again.
I'm like so happy I can't even. I'm giggling alone. I just be by myself like, I can't believe how happy I am.
Don't make me run this thing down. I can tell you. I can tell you all the ways to be in awe and wonderment right now.
We're going to do it.
We're going
to tell you all the ways to be in awe and
wonderment. Tell us these things that you start discovering.
Yep. Just pay attention. Tell us what you see. right? Hit us up on all those
It's
socials that
coming.
we have, right? Hit us up in wherever DMs, in wherever you can. We want to start your own page and tag us.
Well-
You tell your people. You send out a love letter to yourself, to your mama, to your grandpa, whatever it is you out here celebrating and on Wonderment. Just tag us in there at the Joy RX. We would love to see
We're
it.
going to end up with a whole show where we just reading out y'all's
What?
just on one. And I will cry and I
And
will
it will
shout.
be Holy Ghost up in here
Listen.
in your newly renovated home that was in ruins. It's joy in here. Do you see what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's
That's real
joy up
good.
in here.
Let's get up on these joy
Listen,
journal
let's have some joy.
entries because I can't.
Come
I
on.
can't.
That's what we're going to have to do. It's going to be so. I don't see how we're going to do this.
I don't know how we're gonna.
Oh, we're going to
I
get through
don't
it.
know. We did not plan on
How are we
any of
gonna
this.
get through
I don't know how
gonna-
we're
I
going
hope
to get.
I hope people
through
feel this.
this.
It's going to be great. Okay.
All right. So, a couple of you talking about COVID a couple of years ago, 3 years ago, I guess, because that's how long ago COVID was. In 2020, my good girlfriend, Whitney, she shout out to Onion Dresses. She asked me to
Dresses?
come to New York and host an event. And there was another sister there that was kind of like a co-host with me. And I met her at the time. And so she is on Instagram. She is the.illuminati, Nati spelled Knotti. She is from one of the Carolinas. I can't remember which one.
South Carolina.
But she is from there, and she sent me a message, and I love that. I met her once over this weekend, and this is what she sent to me. She said, "I love y'all's spontaneous bursts of song. We love them too.
We love it too, because we just get in there. Sing.
Sing a song." Yeah, we go into the way that y'all are together reminds me of me and my BFF and our shenanigans. But she lives in a few states away, so we don't get to come together often. Hearing you and Kanika come together makes me both miss and appreciate my bestie. Finally, the topics are on point. No, I got to read this the way that she wrote
Yeah,
it.
because she wrote.
Finally, the topics are on point. That's how she typed this out.
You got to have the clap in there.
I love how they are organized and interrelated. The podcasts are not just random streams of expletives with no point. High marks all around. And I have developed much more of a count it all joy attitude as a result of listening to just a few episodes of season 2. 5-star Yelp review.
Yay.
Thank you, Nati.
I love it. All right, I'm gonna do the last one
Okay.
first,
All right, so I'm gonna do
and
this
then
one.
you do the other
Okay.
one.
Okay. Go ahead.
Because this one's a little poignant, and we don't want to leave it at that. We're gonna just
Okay. All right.
Hopefully, most people feel us on it.
Yes.
It's all right. I mean, sometimes you have to take risks.
If you don't, you just gonna have
You just don't. Still come in for the joy. That's right. All right, Damon, who is living in Chicago, said,
Wait. First, before I asked my friends. I said, "What is something that has recently left you in on
Yes.
wonderment?" Okay, so
So that's, the prompt, right?
Yeah.
What is something that has recently left you in on wonderment?
Yeah.
He said, truthfully, the fact that Trump simply got indicted. I am nothing if I'm not an appreciator of the little things.
the little things, y'all.
Even nothing happens.
Listen,
Just that it got to that point.
send out the
and-
clowns. Bring out the clowns. Huh? All right, you feel me.
But he was like, oh my, it
That's
was
a
literally
really,
an on wonderment.
because
He
we
was like,
thought
oh,
this man was
wow.
untouchable for a while. I mean, this man
Yeah.
could say I'm grabbing women in the pussy and just get away with.
become the president.
We thought maybe,
Just,
you know.
I was working with Russia. What y'all gonna do about it? I'm gonna do what I do. If y'all don't make me the president, I'm gonna
And y'all will deal.
I'm gonna tackle the Pentagon and stuff. I'm gonna just come up in Congress and wild out.
So this lets us know we just hold on for hope. We just. Okay. And finally, again, I asked this prompt. I said, what are the things that leave you in on wonderment? Y'all, I'm going to actually put a link to this in our socials because Tara Harrison is one of the greatest art teachers I've ever come across in my life. I've never seen anything like this. We worked together eons ago in New York, and she now lives in Connecticut. And she said the thing that has her recently in Awe Wonderment is my fourth graders' self-portraits inspired by Micheline Thomas. I cannot tell you. I looked at these. Fourth grade is what, 8, 9?
9, 10.
No. These things that these children, I can't even, I'm going to post a link because it's really just that good. And just to know that she was the one who taught them. She was the one who very specifically told them what they need to include in these self-portraits. It's some of the most beautiful work I've ever seen. So I am definitely going to post that because I am in awe of this work that I saw. So yeah, thank you all for joining us today because we went in.
Listen, we're going to go in.
We're going to go
because awe and wonderment should not be restrained. It's not awe and wonderment if you don't let it just, you know what I'm saying, let it flow. That's not what it is. I mean, we would be going against the definition. Find joy in discovering something amazing and allow yourself to be relayed.
Allow yourself, y'all. This is so
allow
good.
Have reverence for that which creates awe.
Y'all are gonna get a sneak peek into. We have these conversations all the time.
Oh, all the time.
All the time. Yeah. Now you all get to just sit and watch us.
All the time. All the time.
I can't wait. So thank you for joining us in our season of Awe and Wonderment.
Yes. Remember that if you like what you're seeing, please, please, please rate, review, subscribe to our podcast and our YouTube channel. Send it to people. You know, sometimes what you have to say isn't enough. You know what I mean? And you're like, I need something to back up what I'm trying to tell you. Send them the podcast.
Yeah.
If you think, you need some inspiration.
Yeah.
Send them the podcast.
We've heard of a lot of people doing that and that it's been meaningful.
Suggest
and so share it out. Yeah. We want you to be a part of our community of Joy Johns. We want everyone you know to be part of this community of Joy Johns. So thank you all.
Who don't want to be a Joy John? Everybody wants to be a Joy John.
Everybody want to be a Joy John. Everybody want to be a Joy John.
We love to hear your stories about joy and how the podcast and Joy Movement are meaningful to you. Please submit to the Joy Journal at info@thejoyrxwebsite.com.
And please follow us on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at The Joy RX, and on Twitter and YouTube at The Real Joy RX.
If you love what you hear and see on this podcast, love us, and love joy, please rate, like, subscribe, follow, and share.
And if you want to get some fancy Joy merch, letting everyone know you are part of the Joy RX movement, go to shopjoyrx.com.
Thank you for joining us.